Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Turning Readers into Writers. And today we're looking at why it is so important that you show your work to others. It can be very daunting to let people see your first manuscript, but it really is a crucial part of the process. So let's find out why. This week's episode is brought to you by my Facebook group, Turning Readers into Writers. This month, August, is called the Author Accelerator and it's dedicated to all beginner writers. Throughout August, I have experts coming in to talk to you about not only how to write a book, but also how you can enhance your writing life. For example, at the same time as learning how to write a thriller with J.S. Ellis or a romance novel with Lasarina McMaster, you can explore strategies to make more time in your life for your writing with Danny Thompson. If you need tools to build your creative confidence, Jackie Lutran can help. Perhaps you're interested in meditation or even in manifestation, then Sue Maisano and Candice Cherie can help guide you. Head on over to my Facebook group, Turning Readers into Writers, and throughout the month of August, you will have free access to all this expertise. Don't miss the opportunity to pick their brains and get what you need to take your writing life one step further. Hello and welcome to today's episode. And the question we're asking today is, when should you let others read your work? And the answer really is you should let others read your work as soon as possible. The sooner you get a second pair of eyes on your work, the sooner you'll get over your insecurity about it and you'll be able to take the advice that is offered. But why should you let others read your work? Well, believe it or not, feedback from other readers, other writers, really can increase your confidence. Because as new writers, you probably think that people are going to focus on what's wrong with your work in progress. And it's easy to forget that there are people out there who will like what you write and will want to read more. So, sure, your story might need some improvement, but that's okay because, let's be honest, whose story doesn't? But that's the very reason that you do want people to read your work, so that they can see it with fresh eyes and make helpful comments, so that you can ensure that your work is the best that it can be. When you allow others to read your work, it can really open up a discussion. And that discussion may not necessarily be about your piece in particular, but it might be more about the writing craft in general. And from that, you can either learn a fresh perspective or perhaps a new way of approaching your craft. And so overall, it's helping you become a better writer. By sharing your work, you'll find others who write in the same genre as you or who have a similar temperament or approach to writing. And there's a good chance that you'll find a writing partner or an accountability partner who later goes on to be a friend. And don't forget too that when people read your work, they get to know you. They get to know your writing, and believe it or not, they may even become your future readers. So, as uncomfortable as it may be, if you want to be a published novelist, you have to let other people see your work as soon as you possibly can. It's scary, I hear you say, and yes, it's true. There is no way of getting away from that, but when you first offer your work out into the world, I agree, it's scary. After all, you're letting people into a world that you have spent months dreaming about and you've been sculpting this almost out of thin air. And so it is natural to be worried that someone's going to come in and stamp all over it. Some people have even said they feel that it's the equivalent of letting somebody into their soul. And this is a natural insecurity. You're new to the writing world and you're new to being critiqued, and that is scary. But, with practice, with experience, you will overcome this insecurity and you'll learn not to take comments personally, but you'll learn to take them from a professional point of view, that it's a way of improving the piece that you're working on. So now you might think, okay, when should I show my work to others? Well, My recommendation is don't show your first draft to another person, and I think most authors would agree on that, because your first draft is the draft you have spilled your guts into. Anne Lamott does not call it a dirty draft for nothing. But depending on how confident you are, you may choose to show your second draft to a reader and get feedback on it. Maybe, maybe not. But certainly by your third draft, I really do recommend that you get a new set of eyes on your work, because this is when you know your story well. You've been working on those sentences and those paragraphs to a standard that you're happy with, and you should be confident enough to let a trusted reader have a look. The other reason that this is a good time to let someone critique your work is because you don't want to spend another 6 months on something only to be told that the structure isn't working, the characters aren't working, maybe there's too many characters, or there's even too few characters. By getting this kind of developmental edit on your novel at the beginning, it's hugely valuable. It'll save you a lot of time in the future. And that can be from the trusted reader that you've found, or maybe even from a professional editor. Your budget will give you the answer to that. Understand, though, that the more your work is critiqued, the more confident you'll become, not the other way around. And you might think, oh, well, gosh, am I ever going to feel confident about doing this? Will this always be something I dread? And that does depend a lot on your personality. You know, if you are a true introvert and shy into the bargain, it might take you quite a long time to grow your confidence. But if you're an introvert who's confident, then it won't take quite as long. If you're an extrovert who gets energized by the feedback from others, then it's going to take no time at all. You may even already have that confidence. But one way to break the cycle of insecurity is to share your stories with just one trusted beta reader. Once you realize that not all criticism is bad, your confidence will grow and you'll be inclined to share your work more widely. You can use websites such as critiquematch.com to help you get feedback. And the benefits of websites like Critique Match is that you're unlikely to know anybody up there. And so anything you do put out into the world can be done anonymously. And sometimes that can help boost your confidence a little bit. You can also try posting on websites such as Inkit or Wattpad. And there you're going to get a feel for what readers are liking about your work and what they're not so keen on, without it actually being a direct critique. If you get very few read-throughs, then you'll know you've got some more work to do. But if you get a lot of read-throughs, then you know that you're on the right track. I want to just finish here by reminding you that the critique that you receive, it's not personal. And this can be quite a big mindset to overcome. It can be quite an obstacle for you. But once your brain has kind of made that connection that the critique on your work is not a personal critique, it's not a criticism about you as a person. Once your brain recognizes that any critique is given in good faith and with the truest of intentions, then you will be much less likely to take it personally, and you'll start taking it professionally. And after you make this connection, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can slough off this particular insecurity. And as somebody once said, you know, it's your choice. You can either let fear and insecurity stop you from fulfilling your dream, or you can swallow your pride, you can take the leap, and you can see where it leads you. So I hope this has given you a little bit more confidence that if you know that you need to start showing your work, but you're still nervous about it, just know you're not alone. It's a natural insecurity, but by letting other people see your work is going to get better, not worse. All right, that's it from me for today. I shall see you next time. Bye. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found that helpful and inspirational. Now, don't forget to come on over to Facebook and join my group, Turning Readers into Writers. It is especially for you if you are a beginner writer who is looking to write their first novel. If you join the group, you will also find a free cheat sheet there called 3 Secret Hacks to Write with Consistency. So go to emmadesi.com/turning readers into writers, hit join. Can't wait to see you in there. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.